Hello, my name is Brian Talbot. I'm a fourth-year med student at Albany Medical College, and today I'm talking with you about the creation and implementation of a near-peer service mentorship program within a BA MD combined degree program. Thank you so much for being here and listening. I really appreciate it. I'd love to hear any questions, suggestions, comments that you have at the end of this. And I also just want to say thank you to Dr. Kate Wagner, who developed this program with me and has been a wonderful mentor throughout the whole process. Before I really dive into what the program is that we created, I want to give a brief background about the Siena Albany Medical College program. It's called the Program in Science, Humanities and Medicine. It's an 8-year program, a 4+4 program between Siena and Albany Med. And it really focuses on community engagement and service, which is something that I really love about it. There's always been kind of informal mentorship that's taken place between different class years within the program and lots of different service opportunities that have existed. But there has never been any formalized mentorship, and there's also never been any longitudinal service kind of that spans students' time between Siena and Albany Med, at least nothing that's been formalized. And so creating these types of things was our goal with this program. We wanted to formalize a near-peer mentorship program so that people had, opportunities to kind of get to know even more people within the program, between Siena and medical students. And then we also wanted to create opportunities to do service that was longitudinal and could span students' time both at Siena and Albany Med. We felt that this would improve the program's relationship with community partners as well as individual students' relationship with, the community, just to kind of lead to both better service that we can do when we are focused on relationships within that service, and then also better learning for the students. Speaking of the learning for the students, we also developed a longitudinal kind of workshop-based curriculum that takes place every semester for the students and med students to get together, form kind of mentorships and just friendships and talk about what it means to do service and how we do service in an empowering way. And then, again, we really just wanted to create that kind of better connection within our own program as well. And so connection was really the driving force behind this whole project, connecting both the medical students with the undergraduate students and the undergraduate students with the community, and really using the medical students as the near-peer mentors to be that connection and develop, links between our program for all 8 years of the program and community partners. So the way we did this was by getting a group of medical students who are graduates of the Siena, side of the Siena Albany Med program to think about different service sites in the community that would be good to partner with for our program. And there were different medical students who agreed to be mentors for different service sites to facilitate Siena students becoming, engaged in a service opportunity at that site, with the hope and goal of that becoming a long-term, service opportunity for those students. And so there's also an example of one of the service site outlines if you use this QR code, or it's in the information packet associated with the presentation. And there's also some information about all 6 of the sites actually in this QR code and also in the information with the program. So that was one piece, really connecting college students with the community. And the near-peer mentors, the medical students, were the leaders behind that, which was great because it develops kind of the ability for the medical students, including myself, to develop teaching and mentorship kind of skills throughout this whole thing, and community leadership skills by being the leaders behind some of these projects. And then the other piece that was a lot of fun to work on throughout the last few years has been some workshops between the Siena College students and the med students. And so we've developed a number of different workshops that really kind of hinge on different aspects of what it means to do sustainable, engaged, community-oriented, relationship-based service. So for each of the sessions that happen, the goal is around once a month. we have a community, speaker come in to talk about some aspect of service, things we've done in the past, like social determinants of health, community health assessments, thinking about like race and bias in medicine, lots of different topics like that, and more kind of to come down the pipeline. And so they talk for a little while about a different, component of service, and then we break off into groups and have the med students kind of lead as mentors, small groups to really discuss what that means in the different service sites that we are involved with, to develop and mature our understanding of what it means to do sustainable service. Kind of along with these workshops, we've done some other events that kind of help with the like academic and social components of just this whole program. So we've had like just holiday party events. We've made care packages for the students in dedicated for step one. We also had some events for the college students just about like, what does it, like preparation for med school, what are the ins and outs of what you need to know to kind of get ready, financing med school, just a bunch of different sessions like that. Again, with the goal of all of this to increase the connection between members of our own community, between like within the Siena Albany Med program, and then increase the connection and relationships that our whole program has with the larger Albany community. And so briefly, the timeline of how this has kind of gone. 3 years ago, we started this, and unfortunately it was right before COVID. So we got like 4 different service sites up and running and some of the workshops going on. And then a lot of it had to shut down because of COVID, which is a story I'm sure you've all heard before. And then last year, it was kind of still a lot of the service sites were shut down. And so we focused more on doing community building within the 8 years of our own program. That's when we developed a lot more of the academic mentorship and the just social, events and programming that we have done. And luckily this year, we're able to work with community partners again. So we've kind of restarted that, aspect of the program, and we've kept a lot of the other things that were started last year with academic and social programs as well. And so that's been a great addition. And this year we have about 10 medical student mentors working with about 36 undergraduate students who are involved in these 6 different service sites. Again, in the handout, you can read a little more detail about the different sites. They're really cool. So if you want to check them out, that'd be awesome. I kind of already went over some of the different workshops that we've delivered and more coming, and some of the different academic and social engagement that we're doing. So service, academics, and social and community building are really the 3 pillars of this program, and all of it is relating to how can we best serve one another and be of service within our larger Albany community. Some things going forward, or we really want to continue strengthening our relationship with these different community partners. It's only been a year to 2 years because of COVID. Things have been a little shorter. So hopefully over time we'll be able to increase the leadership role that both med students and Siena students have within this program. And then over time, the Siena students will become the medical students who will be taking over the leadership role even more. And then we want just to continue the involvement with more medical students and taking the medical students taking leadership roles in this program, as well as some of us who have developed it will be moving on. And then we'd also love to get more residents and attending alumni of our program involved in this as time goes on. So the biggest kind of accomplishment I think in this program so far has been to be able to increase this connection between all of us within the program and within our community, and really to create this framework that is sustainable, in which can be built upon to increase, hopefully the impact that our service and our community building within this program and within our larger Albany community. So thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoy the rest of the conference. And again, I'd love to connect if it ever works out.